Hey guys, welcome to the October Stories vlog. I'm actually starting it in September. You know how I usually start it on like the 15th of the month? I'm ahead of the game this month apparently. I am on season 4 of House. Season 4, episode 7. I'm loving it. It is not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be kind of stupid, like kind of over the top and a bit ridiculous, and like pretending to be clever but like not really clever, and to have like no actual plot. Turns out it is actually quite clever. I wouldn't go so far as to say very, maybe quite. And that there is actually a plot, like the relationships between the characters and House and his neuroses and his addictions, like, yeah. So I'm actually enjoying it as a series and not just like as some like weird trash thing to watch. So that is good news. I'm making a lot of progress with House. I am nearly finished. What episode? Oh, hello. So I'm on season 8, episode 2. So yeah, nearly finished. This is the last season. I am really enjoying it. Maybe I'll do a full video on the reasons why I think it is very well written, but I don't think this is news to anyone. Like, this has been a thing for a while. So yeah, maybe let me know if you want that. Me and Carla watched a movie called Contagion that was about like a virus thing. It was basically like what would happen if a massive like unknown epidemic sort of took over America. It kind of seemed like more of like a documentary type thing. It was kind of more of like a suggested scenario, like in this scenario this is what we think would happen. Rather than like an actual sort of cool sci-fi. But yeah, it was interesting and yeah, would recommend it. It's on Netflix. We also watched Sully, which is also on Netflix, which is about Sully who landed the plane in the Hudson. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was gonna be just a story of like how he did it, but it ended up being more about like the aftermath and the psychological impact on like him and on Boston. Hey guys, sorry it's been a while. I left my camera at home for a week, so I have some things to update you on. I finished House a while ago now. This feels like, sorry. Yeah, the ending was a lot, but also like not a lot. I don't know, I don't really know how I feel about it. Like, I really love the series. More than I was expecting to. I really enjoyed the character development. I just think the characters were so well written. Could have got so samey, and like I was getting to the end of some of the series and I didn't care about the medical stuff anymore, which is what I found interesting right at the start. I just cared about the characters, and I think that's testament to how well it was written. I've been watching Bake Off. I actually haven't seen this week's episode yet, even though the next one comes out tomorrow. I have a lot of feelings about the judging. I don't know if I expressed this to you in a previous clip. I will cut this out if I did. But basically it feels like they've been judging it based on a person's overall performance rather than their performance in a particular episode, and I do not like that. I hate when judges do that because it gets rid of all the stakes. Like, yeah, say we have 5 people left, right? I mean, this is just like generic for a show. We have 5 people left. You can probably tell in order who's the best and who's the worst. Like, you've gotten to know them after a while. You kind of know who's better and who's worse. And by eliminating it one by one of who's worse, it's not fun. Like, yeah, you might end up with 3 people who are all equally good, and yeah, the final might be high stakes, but that's it. Like, the episodes leading up to it, you know that person is the worst and that they're gonna go, and that's not entertaining because you know that they're the worst. What is entertaining is having very good contestants who have a bad week, or awful contestants who keep scraping by because they keep not being the worst, or I don't know, like someone who's usually like really good that does like one round that's like incredibly bad, that gets them kicked off. That's more high stakes. It feels like an episode matters. It feels like an individual thing that a contestant does in the show makes a difference. Whereas just judging people on how good they are overall just makes it feel like their skill is what makes a difference. It makes it feel like
the show doesn't matter. I also watched Monster House because it's spooky season. It is a fantastic animation. It is weird. It is a lot scarier than you expect for a kids movie. I'm sure I read somewhere that the directors were like, oh, we weren't trying to make a kids movie, we were trying to make an animated horror movie. And like, yeah, they succeeded. I also watched Phantom of the Opera for the first time. I don't believe there is a movie, I just believe there is the stage version filmed. I may be wrong about that, but I watched the stage version filmed. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I've had all the songs stuck in my head since Thursday. It is now Monday. Some parts of it I really liked, some parts of it I didn't. I have some theories about what it like represents and what it means, but I feel like everyone who watches it kind of gets their own opinion on this. Like, to me, the Phantom represented, and I can't remember the main character, the woman's depression. And hear me out, I don't know if it's the thing that like everyone already like says, but I haven't read anything about this. This is what I just thought. The fact that she like kept going back to it, and like the fact that there's so many times where she like almost like succumbs to it, and like things keep happening where she like almost like goes to him, but then something calls it, in this case her partner, her chosen partner, pulls her out of it. And like the descriptions of him as being like this dark teacher that nobody really understands, and then other people start to see it and they realise how awful it is, but she kind of still has this romantic view of it. I don't know. It just seemed like a metaphor for mental illness, but I don't know if other people have seen this or if that's what it's supposed to be or not. I feel like there's a lot going on with this that I don't know about, and that I should maybe read into a little bit and then rewatch it. I finished reading Carve the Mark. All the things that I said about it last month still apply, so I'm not really gonna go into that. But I started reading India Smythe, turns out it's pronounced India Smythe Stands Up, by Sarah Govett. My first impressions, I'm only 18 pages in. My first impressions are that it is aimed very young. That it is aimed at people who are a lot younger than me, and the like jokes and stuff in it are kind of entertaining, but like not aimed at me. But so far it's just been kind of fun and easy, and maybe I'll just still enjoy it, because good books are good books.
I finished reading India Smythe Stands Up by Sarah Govett, and it was good. It was really good. It was almost too good. It was like very realistic to what that kind of age group was. Like, I was not the type of character that India Smythe was, but it was so accurate that I related to it so much that I got like a lot of secondhand cringe. It's not aimed at me, it is aimed at like, I would say like sort of 9-10 kind of age, but it was still like very accurate as to what I think the real world is like. I started reading Catwoman, I think it's in my bag, by Sarah J Maas, which is one of the books in the DC Icons series, and I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not very far in. I don't like Sarah J Maas's writing as much as I like Leigh Bardugo's. I don't know, I'm struggling to like it as much, but the story so far is intriguing, so hopefully that will make up for it. And I'm only like 50 pages in, so yeah, I can get over the writing if the story's good, so we shall see. I've been reading Catwoman from the DC Icons series. This one is by Sarah J Maas. It's in my bag. I'm not going to get it out because I'm lazy. Last year, so the year before, I read like 56 books, and then last year I read 48. And then this year it's looking like I'm going to read about 30, and it's just because of uni. I just don't have time. Like, the time that I'm spending reading is academic reading and not like the reading that I want to be doing, which is sad. Like, I genuinely feel sad about it. Like, I miss it. So I'm finding it a lot harder to get into books because I'm reading them so slowly. Like, when I pick up the book, it takes a couple of pages for me to sort of figure out what's been going on, because it's been like days since I've been able to read it. And then I only get to read like 15-20 pages, and then I have to put it down for like a day, 2 days, and then pick it up again and read 20 pages. So it's just taking forever, and I keep dropping it, so I'm never fully immersed. That being said, I am enjoying the concept. Cool character introductions. I'm enjoying this series. I think I'm going to read some more in the DC Icon series, but I can't give you opinions on if I'm enjoying it or not, because it's so difficult to tell with
me not being able to read it so often.
I finished listening to Hagseed by Margaret Atwood. At first I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but as I got further into it, I did really enjoy it. I was told it was a retelling of The Tempest, and then when I was listening to it, it was actually kind of about The Tempest. It's about this like washed up old theatre director who goes to work in a prison, and he teaches this like English creative writing class, but actually what he does is gets them all to like do a play. And this year he's doing The Tempest, so it kind of seemed to me more be like about The Tempest than a retelling. But right at the very end, it did like a synopsis of The Tempest, and I was like, oh wait, actually, I see it now. And I've started listening to Alias Grace, which is also by Margaret Atwood. It's just a coincidence of the order that the books are available on BorrowBox. I'm about an hour and a half in, and I'm struggling to follow it a little bit because I did listen to it while I was out and about in town. I kept getting distracted. But we shall see.
I am listening to Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood. I'm like it. There's some bits of it where I'm like, there's just like scenes every now and again, or the way like they'll say something where I'm like, that is so good, but the rest of it is just kind of bland. It doesn't. I don't know. I've heard the TV series is pretty good, but there's just not a lot going on, and it is so long as well for the amount of things that are happening. I probably have other things to mention, but I need to edit this video, so I'll put them in next month's vlog. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. New videos every Wednesday, like, subscribe and all that jazz. I do this on the last Wednesday of every month. Sometimes it's better and sometimes it's worse. You take it for yourself as to what this one is. Happy Halloween. If you have any requests or questions, then leave them down in the comments, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.